evening. Welcome to the HCCC. I'm John Molson. Tonight, Game 5 of the Midwestern Conference semifinal as the number 1 seed Midwestern Conference regular season champions, Caledonia Corvairs, host the number 6 seed Stratford Cullitons. The Cullitons jumped out to a 2-0 series lead, paced by the strong play of Shane O'Brien. A thrilling double OT here win on Sunday cut the Stratford series lead in half. Brandon Montour scored from the left side of the blue line. On Monday, the Corvairs handed Stratford their first home loss of the playoffs. Ricci had 2 goals and an assist on Monday night in Stratford. So the Corvairs were able to tie the series up at 2. Actually, Ricci's first points of the playoffs in that game. All 3 points coming for Ricci on Monday night at Alman Arena. So tonight, one of these teams will move ahead in the series and be 1 win away from playing in the Cherry Cup Championship. Tonight's starting goaltenders for the Stratford Cullitons, number 30, Nicholas Caldwell. He's played in 10 playoff games, has a 1-loss record of 6-3, and the overtime loss here in Caledonia in Game 3 on the Brandon Montour double overtime goal as it's banked up the boards. Shane O'Brien moving through the neutral zone. The shot from the near side, the angle cut by Justice Husak, making the save in his pads at the top of the crease on his left side. Nick Caldwell's allowed 27 goals through the playoffs, a .263 goals against average, and a .928 save percentage. Starting goaltender for the Corvairs, number 37, Justice Husak. More on him in a minute as Caledonia wins the draw. Norrie dropping the puck to Montour, throwing it on the far side boards to the neutral zone. Stratford chipping it back in, and Blythe to recover the puck behind his own net for the Corvairs. Jake Ryan in neutral ice, wrestling with Tyler Norrie. Taken away by Norrie in the neutral zone as Josh Miller intercepts the puck, moving it down to the far side past the end line. Into the corner, Jordan Curry passing down to Ryan Watson below the end line. Watson bowling over Husak, and that'll draw the game's first penalty. Starting netminder for the Corvairs, number 37, Justice Husak. He's played 8 playoff games, has a 1-loss record of 4-1. Montour going to the box for the Corvairs. A bit of a surprise there, as it was Watson bowling over Husak from the near side. Husak allowing 25 goals through the playoffs, a .344 goals against average, and a .895 save percentage, as Blunt grabs the puck, backhands it all the way down the ice from the Caledonia blue line and back into Stratford territory to kill the first 15 seconds on the penalty to Montour. Down in the near corner as Shane O'Brien backhands it to the right side, in behind the net to Watson, who flips a pass picked off by Abraham and throwing back to the Stratford zone. Caldwell leaving it for the defender. Moscant, the pass through the neutral zone, hitting the end boards. Picked up by Trevor Sauter, driven into the boards by Greg Christmas, and back to Jordan Curry on the left side. Going back door was Watson. Husak getting his right pad down at the last second. Moscant's shot partially blocked. Moscant with the puck once again, fakes a shot back to Jordan Curry over to the left side, and the shot by O'Brien partially blocked, ends up right back on his stick. O'Brien, the cross ice pass, chipped away high off the glass by Jeff Swift, who goes off on a line change. O'Brien with another quick shot far side, Husak making the save. Brown intercepting the point shot from Jordan Curry, throwing it back down the ice with under 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Brandon Montour. Mike Pleon moving up past the Caledonia blue line, throwing it in behind the net for Jake Ryan, ringing it all the way around the boards out the left side, and picked off by Abraham skating up through the neutral zone. Flipping it in, giving chase in behind the Stratford net. Abraham now tied up by Mike Pleon. Brett Heyman picking up the puck on the far side, skating through the neutral zone, dropping the puck down in the corner. Dylan Wetlauer behind the net now, out to Jeff McCardle, banking the shot off the end boards. We saw a lot of that from the Cullitons in Game 3 in the Caledonia double overtime win. A lot of the shots from the Cullitons being banked off the backboards while the Cullitons were moving from left to right. Caledonia, though, taking control of most of the play through the overtime sessions, eventually scoring when Brandon Montour, here's a chance by Connor Murphy, side of the net off the right pad of Caldwell. Silvestri falling to the ice on the check by Pleon, the Stratford defender. Montour eventually scoring on the slap shot from the left side in overtime in Game 3 here Sunday night. The hard slap shot to get Caledonia back in the series. Caledonia then tying the series up Monday night with a big win at Allman Arena. Sauter banking the pass off Matthew Henderson, going back into the corner. Henderson goes after it. Silvestri on the far boards now, can't corral the puck. Kept in on the left side by the Stratford defender, throwing in behind the net to Wetlauer, back to Pleon on the defense. His shot hitting something at the top of the left blue line, deflecting out of play to the right of Justice Husak. Tonight's Game 5 of the GOJHL Midwestern Conference semifinal, brought to you by Arc Pro HD Video Productions. Mitch Brooks looking for the puck down the half boards. Two Corvairs giving chase before Dorian picks it up, skates around Moscant, the defender. Miller back there trying to cut off Fabrici. He trips up a Stratford player in the corner. Caledonia regaining possession. Blythe flipping it in off the end boards, the puck ending up on the far side. Montour in the neutral zone, banks it off the boards by the Caledonia bench. 4 players now tied up by the blue line beside the Caledonia bench. Montour flipping it high off the glass, ends up in the slot, but O'Brien can't handle it on the backhand, so Blythe picks it up for the Corvairs. Montour sitting and waiting behind his own net, leading the Corvairs through the playoffs with 15 points through 10 playoff games. Quilty in the neutral zone, has it taken away by Watson. O'Brien moves the puck onside. Barton looking for a shot from the right before it's broken up by Abraham. Abraham now giving chase on the far side. A centering pass by Sauter, broken up by Swift, moving the other way. Swift now offside at the right side of the Stratford blue line. 6 minutes, 38 seconds into the first period of play. No score between the Corvairs and the Cullitons in this crucial Game 5 as Christmas slaps it in. A glove save on the left side by Caldwell. This crucial Game 5, Stratford winning the first 2, Caledonia tying it up Monday night with the win in Stratford. No goals by Shane O'Brien on that night, so perhaps that's the key. O'Brien was 7 points through the first 2 games of the series as Matt Henderson, the shot off the shoulder of Caldwell far side. Quilty looking for a rebound. Barton picking it up and skating the puck out to neutral ice. Blunt behind his own net, throwing the puck out the far side. The long pass for Quilty tipped in. Caldwell leaving it for the defender McCardle. Up the near side boards to Vandergunst. Heyman the short pass to Langford. Langford's shot by the right or the left face-off circle, up over top of the Caledonia net. Gorley back on the sideboard by the end line to pick up the puck for Caledonia. Brady coming away with it, skating in deep by the end line, comes out to Gorley, bouncing in front in the slot. The puck now on the far side boards. Montour slapping a long pass off the boards by the Stratford bench. Stratford slapping it right back in and going off on a line change. Blythe down the far side to Silvestri at the red line, gives it back to Blythe, moving over the left side of the Stratford blue line. Sauter picking it up, the pass through the neutral zone, dumped in by Dylan Wetlauer. Wetlauer now down on the boards, tying up with Brown. Wetlauer losing possession of the puck to Connor Murphy, but Murphy losing it as well to Josh Miller, who throws it right back into the Caledonia zone. Moskant through the neutral zone, flips a pass, the whistle goes. The referee calling for a head check, so Dylan Wetlauer will go to the box. The Corvairs with 12 power play goals and 77 chances through these playoffs for a 15.58 power play percentage. Stratford at over 90% on the penalty kill. That's tops in the league. Norrie now to take the draw in the Stratford zone from the left circle, wins the draw, back to Montour, over to Swift on the right side, down the boards to Quilty. Quilty backhanding it in the corner to Brady and picking it up behind the net now near side as Norrie. Montour, the pass to Swift on the right, the slap shot by Swift, kicked into the corner by Caldwell. Swift right side down the half wall, intercepted by the Stratford forward, Mitch Brooks, at the top of the blue line, and throwing back into Caledonia territory. 1:23 left in the penalty to Dylan Wetlauer as the puck deflects out of play. Caledonia coming up over the Stratford blue line. Face off right side in the Stratford zone. Murphy losing the draw. Swift keeping it in at the blue line, going back in behind the net for Murphy. Side of the net to the far side of the right circle. Gorley's shot is high, back on the blue line now. Montour into the corner. Gorley picks it up behind the net. The flip shot moving around the near side of the post. And the puck ending up back in the neutral zone. Montour skating it up for Caledonia. Murphy, the short pass to Silvestri. His wrist shot kicked aside into the near corner by Caldwell. Gorley at the blue line right side, can't keep it in the Stratford zone, has to go back into his own zone to recover. Passing to the near boards to Montour, giving it back to Silvestri. Up the far side now is Gorley, moving over the right side of the Stratford blue line. Dropped at the end line to Connor Murphy. Blunt left side, over to the right to Henderson. Deep down the boards looking for Silvestri. Silvestri digging it out. Murphy going back to the top of the blue line. And the hard slap shot by the top of the blue line, handled in the pads by Nick Caldwell. Zemenko to take the draw, right face-off circle, ties it up in the skate of Brett Heyman. The defender, Miller, picking the puck up, flipping a pass on the far boards, and the puck landing out of play. So we'll have a face-off from the same spot. No score, Game 5, GOJHL semi-final. Stratford and Caledonia tied at 2 games apiece. Barton moving over the blue line as the penalty to Stratford expires. The Cullitons now back at full strength. Dorian through the neutral zone, losing possession to Jordan Curry. The pass down by the end line to Miller through the neutral zone. Henderson back to Blunt through the slot to Dorian, now moving up through the neutral zone over the Stratford blue line. The shot 2 inches wide of the near post. Miller down beyond the end line, drops it back to Curry, recovering for the Cullitons. Ryan losing possession to Murphy, and Murphy with a quick shot down underneath the left face-off circle. Caldwell cutting the angle at the near post to make the save. So in the other semi-final, it's now the Winterhawks on top by a game over the Dutchmen. The Dutchmen winning the first 2 games. Cambridge finding themselves out in front in the series now, with the winner last night in overtime by Mitch Klee on the power play. The line of Cody Gratton, Todd Bannerman, and Chris Taylor playing a key role in that game. Cambridge now with the series lead. Caledonia turning the puck over in their own zone. The shot by Langford, and they score. Jonathan Langford from the shot from the right circle, squirting in between the pads of Justice Husak. And with 8:50 to go in the first period, the Cullitons take this game's first lead as they look to get their series lead back, the lead that they had in this series through the first 2 games. Quilty, the pass at the Caledonia blue line, picked off by O'Brien, throwing back in deep behind the Caledonia net. Montour trying to move around the defender near side. The open shot by Swift ends up over the net and out of play on the far side. Face-off by the Stratford blue line. Drop to Mike Pleon, passed over to Curry. The pass through the neutral zone, not contained by Ryan Watson, so the Cullitons go back into their own zone to take possession of the puck. The long pass up to Barton, whistled down on the offside. So a face-off inside the Stratford blue line, Game 5 of the GOJHL Midwestern Conference semifinal, brought to you by Arc Pro HD Video Productions. Pass by Watson, moving in to the slot. The puck comes off his stick, ending up in the far corner. They turn it over to the Corvairs. The Corvairs now moving inside the Stratford blue line. Montour back beyond the net on the far side. Gorley tripped up in the far corner, no call, as the defender, Barton, throws it off the boards in the neutral zone, far side. Blunt throwing it right back in behind the Culliton net. Banked off the boards, or the glass, excuse me, by Liam Meskant. Barton getting a bit of a stick in the face. Meskant going after the Caledonia forward, tackling him to the ice, unhappy with that high stick. Silvestri and Meskant getting involved. Silvestri skating back to his bench, having a few words with the Culliton bench. So Jordan Curry getting a high stick in the face. It looks like Adam Brady will go off for the high stick, and possibly Meskant on the other side for the retaliation after the whistle. Yes, it is indeed Liam Meskant in the bench. Well, now Meskant is out of the box, skating to the dressing room, so perhaps a misconduct on the play as well. Norrie to take the draw from the left circle, opposite Brett Heyman. Caledonia will be looking to tie the game here, looking to get back that goal from beyond the right face-off circle. Jonathan Langford dribbling it in between the pads of Justice Husak with 8:50 to go in the first period. 7:17 left to play, first period of play. The Stratford Cullitons out to a 1-0 lead over the Corvairs. Stratford with a 2-game advantage in this series, looking to get back that advantage tonight, as these two teams will go back to Allman Arena Friday night for Game 6. Norrie losing the draw to Heyman. Heyman, a back pass to the defender up around the boards. Jeff Swift intercepting in the neutral zone, moving it over the left side of the Stratford blue line. Killens through the neutral zone, passing the Caledonia blue line. Husak grabbing the puck and throwing it back to the Caledonia blue line far side. Throwing it right back in as the Cullitons. Quilty cross ice to Swift. Swift over the left side, Stratford blue line. Back pass for Henderson, taken away by the Cullitons and flipped off the glass. Abraham back beyond his own blue line to recover for Caledonia. Dorian flipping a high pass through neutral ice, back behind the Stratford net near side, picked up by the Cullitons. Play now back at the Stratford blue line. Dorian through the neutral zone, skating with a head of steam over the right side. Losing it to a defender back to the right side. Abraham, his shot partially blocked. And Shane O'Brien looking for a lead pass to Mitch Brooks. Brooks not able to get a stick on it, so the play going for icing with 5:59 to go. First period of play, the Cullitons on top by the goal with 8:50 left in the first by Jonathan Langford. Brown winning the draw to Montour on the left. A quick snapshot into the glove of Caldwell. Brown winning the draw, but the puck whistled down before the draw took place, so we'll have another draw in the same spot. Connor Murphy to take the draw this time. Murphy winning the draw back to Montour. Montour with another wrister 3 inches over top the net on the near side. Blythe the quick shot, looking for Brown or Jonathan in front of the net, but intercepted by Jake Ryan and skating up inside the Caledonia blue line. Blythe cross ice to Montour. Flipping a pass through the neutral zone by the Stratford bench. 6 players looking for possession on the near side boards. Everybody digging. Ryan, Jonathan in there, Mitch Brown. Shot, bad angle down by the end line, near side by Jonathan, kept in by Montour, throwing down the boards far side. Murphy turning around back to the left point to Blythe. The shot and a near rebound in front. Caldwell doing a nice job of covering up with the glove. Briar Jonathan looking for a rebound right at the top of the blue paint in the slot. Slight bobble in there by Caldwell, but he was able to hang on before Jonathan could get a stick on it. Draw Stratford zone left face-off circle. Sauter throwing out. Norrie winning the draw. Henderson throwing it right back in. Cleon throwing it through the neutral zone up to Killens at center ice. Killens the shot wide on the near side. Henderson trying to glove it down back through the neutral zone. Slapped at by Jordan Curry. Puck down on the near boards. Here's a turnover. Killens, and they score. So a turnover down by the end line. Killens set up past the right face-off circle, hit a wide open Stratford forward on the opposite side. I believe that to be Trevor Sauter. And the visiting Cullitons double up their lead to 2-0 with 4:23 to go. First period of play. Draw at center ice. Brady losing the draw to Heyman down the far side boards. The rainbow pass from Miller. No one in front, so Husak covering up at the top of the crease. So Cullitons and Vandergunst drawing assists on that play with just under 5 to go in the first. Abraham throws it down the far side. Gorley chipping it into Stratford territory. The puck now in behind Nicholas Caldwell. The puck coming out the near side. Turned over as Gorley tries to glove it down. Silvestri turns around trying to move the puck over the Stratford blue line. Gorley dumped inside the line as Langford and Miller head the other way. Offside at the Caledonia blue line, 3:33 to go, first period of play. The Cullitons on top 2-0 on goals by Trevor Sauter and Jonathan Langford. Shot by O'Brien off the shin of Scott Dorian as the whistle blows. Interference call on the play as Dorian looks on. It appears he'll go to the box as he was standing beside the Caledonia bench in disbelief. Dorian just about ready to go off, but instead ends up in the penalty box on the interference call. O'Brien winning the draw, pushing it off to the right wing. Watson can't handle the pass, the puck ending up back in the Stratford zone behind their own net. Culliton out the far side to Sauter by the end line. Sauter turning around and dropping it right back. Here's an interception. Culliton getting back as Jonathan tried to break in alone. Culliton getting back at the last second. O'Brien skating hard through the neutral zone, dropping it left wing. Back to the point to Moskant in behind the net. O'Brien now skating out the near side. Back to Culliton. Over to O'Brien. He leaves the pass back in behind the net. Back to Culliton, down the half wall to O'Brien, in behind the end line, and working out front off the near side is Ryan Watson. Puck on the far side now. A Corvair forward, that's Captain Brown, tied up by 2 Stratford players before the Corvairs rather able to take the puck, dump it. Here's a turnover. Jeff Swift at the top of the blue line, moving around Culliton. Culliton turning it over. Swift looking to cut the Caledonia deficit to 1 as we move inside of 2 minutes to go, first period of play. Curry skating around the wall near side out to the far boards before he makes a short pass to Andrew Barton. Barton down the side to Brooks, now by the end line, back to Barton. Barton looking for a pass. The penalty to Dorian now over. Jeff Swift picking it up on the far boards and backhanding it through the neutral zone. Curry leveled by Blythe at the Caledonia bench, and some pushing and shoving on the glass by the Caledonia bench. Blythe leveling a Culliton forward right by the Caledonia bench. Scott Dorian back to the box. I thought that was Blythe in on the play. Jake Ryan also to the box for the Cullitons. I'm sure the Corvairs will get an extra minor penalty out of this one. Tonight's Game 5 of the GOJHL semifinal, brought to you live and streaming off either team website. See us also on YouTube. Visit us at arcprohd.com. Tonight's presentation brought to you by ArcPro HD Video Productions. Norrie winning the draw, the extra 2-minute penalty to Dorian, and the Cullitons back on the power play. The shot going wide on the near corner. Watson digging for the puck with Blunt as we move inside the last minute of play in the first period. Game number 5, GOJHL semifinal. O'Brien shot off the skate of Blunt. O'Brien back in to pick it up. Fake shot back to O'Brien. Watson beside the net now. O'Brien top of the blue line. The shot by Culliton. And a necessary pad save by Justice Husak to keep the Caledonia deficit at 2. Draw won by the Cullitons. Brooks over to Curry down the half wall. Killens back to the blue line right side. The shot goes in behind the net. Jonathan Langford in to pick it up. Langford with the first goal here tonight as the Corvairs clear the puck and we move inside 10 seconds to go. First period of play. Curry back to touch up for the Cullitons. Doesn't look like he'll get another shot in as the buzzer goes. So the first period scoring summary, Jonathan Langford got the first Stratford goal with 11-10 into the first frame.
That was the worst call ever.
The Cullitons on top 1-0. Trevor Souter doubled the lead on the assist by Riker Killens and Mitch Vandergunst with under 5 minutes to go as the Cullitons head to the dressing room with the first period lead in Game 5. Your score after the first intermission brought to you by ArcPro HD Video Productions. Game number 5, GOJHL semifinal. It's the Stratford Cullitons 2 and the Caledonia Corvairs, no score. The Cullitons looking to move back on top in this series. The Cullitons taking the 2-0 series lead before the Corvairs tied it up. The Cullitons on top here tonight at the first intermission. It's the Cullitons 2 and the Corvairs, no score. The Corvairs come out of the dressing room for the second period to thunderous applause. despite the fact that they are down 2-0 on the goals by Trevor Sauter and Jonathan Langford. The Corvairs needing to hit the goal more, several shots wide of the net in that first period, but both Stratford goals on turnovers within their own zone for the Corvairs. Perhaps with a little bit better defensive play, we'd still be scoreless. The goal from Langford below the left face-off circle, and then the goal by Sauter off the direct opposite right circle. Off the assist by Riker Cullitons, and the Cullitons went to the intermission with a 2-0 lead. Play now in the Caledonia zone as the Cullitons take the opening draw 20 seconds into this second frame. Moskant at the left side, down the boards, rimming around behind the net before it's picked up by Watson on the far side. Blunt tying up Watson on the far sidewall. Watson throwing it out front. The shot off the right side, finally intercepted by Tyler Norrie. The Cullitons back in their own zone. The defender throwing it off the glass. Curry with the puck now once again. Throws it down the near board past the Caledonia bench. Sauter breaking in. And a wide open Wetlauer breaking in off the point. Caledonia able to gain possession, move through the neutral zone. Connor Murphy now on the near side corner. Quilty and Murphy digging for the puck. Cleon with the puck, far side, throws it around the boards, ending up on the near board. Swift down the side halfway, the short pass to Quilty. Quilty, the pass all the way around the boards to the left side. Blythe not able to keep it in. Quilty trying to chip it past Jeff McCardle. McCardle picking up the puck, banking it off the end boards. Blythe drilling his man into the boards. The turnover, the shot by Christmas, kicked away by Caldwell. Cusack leaving it behind his own net for Blunt. Blunt skating out past his own blue line. The pass up the far side to Brady. And the bad angle shot off the right side, hitting the outside of the post on the far side of the ice. 2 minutes, 13 seconds into the second period of play as Adam Brady takes the draw, draws it back to Henderson. Henderson throwing it up the side boards, and now deep in the corner are Brady and Gorley looking for the puck. Silvestri and Brady now digging for the puck. Heyman down at the end line trying to get it out of there. The puck coming loose. Gorley giving chase around the net at the near side now. Stratford intercepting, taking the puck through the neutral zone. Silvestri cutting off the Stratford defender, Langford, backhanding it out momentarily. Stratford throwing it right back in. The long pass tipped to the far wall by Jordan Curry. Curry now with the puck. Silvestri forechecking, trying to take it away. Out the far side by the center ice red line is Mitch Vandergunst looking for the puck before Langford takes it. Throws a pass high off the boards into the Caledonia zone. Behind the net, near wall is Langford. Langford with the game's opening goal. Stratford with a 2-0 lead at the first intermission. Blythe tying him up at the left side of the end board. Moskant, or Vandergunst, excuse me, looking for the puck behind the net. Caledonia chipping it away. Scott Dorian racing in around the defender. Tries to beat Brooks and hit the outside of the post. Zemenko back to the blue line. The shot by Abraham hitting the stick of Cullitons and ending up out of play into the netting on the far side. Tonight's Game 5 of the GOJHL Midwestern Conference semifinal, brought to you by Arc Pro HD Video Productions. See the live feed off either team website as Stratford wins the draw, throws it up the far wall, and right back over the blue line is a shot by Greg Christmas. The shot fluttering through traffic and nearly tricking Nicholas Caldwell. Moskamp taking the puck from the near side. The puck going all the way down the boards 150 feet for an icing and a face-off in the Stratford zone. Zemenko winning the draw, can't force it past Josh Miller. Picked up by Shane O'Brien. O'Brien giving Dorian a right hand on the far wall. O'Brien once again intercepting, trying to move over the Caledonia blue line. Blythe giving chase on the far side. He's able to grab possession. Losing the puck as Fabrici. Miller firing a pass high into the air, and the puck landing offside for another face-off in the Stratford zone. Tyler Norrie to take the draw opposite Watson. Watson throwing out of the draw. Jake Ryan to take it instead. The referee unable to drop the puck. He finally does so. Caledonia winning the draw. Jonathan losing it in his skates. And Stratford coming up the other way. Watson with a shot from the near board into the far corner. Henderson leveled on the boards. The puck coming out the far side. Picked up by Jonathan. A turnover in the corner. Ryan turning around by the end line, gives it to Watson, skating out the near side on the backhand, drops to Pleon on the blue line. His shot intercepted by Henderson. Jonathan moving through the neutral zone, and a hooking call on the play as Jonathan hooked under the arm, and the Corvairs to the power play, looking to cut the Stratford lead to 1. Montour back on the left side as they take the draw from the left circle. They'll need that big slap shot from Montour. Montour with the winner in double overtime in Game 3. Puck on the sidewall, far side, back to Montour, over to Swift. Quilty trying to receive the pass and deflect it past the left pad of Caldwell, picked up by a Stratford defender, throwing it around the board. Stratford finally able to clear. Jeff Swift back to pick it up for Caledonia. The pass right back up ice to Quilty. Montour over the right side, down in the corner, looking for Brady's side of the net. Norrie getting the puck on the far side, back to the blue line to Swift. Quilty looking for a deflection. The hard shot from the corner just beyond the end line, right side by Montour. Swift doing a nice job of keeping it onside. And his hard slap shot, 2 inches off the ice. Caldwell having to come up with a big save with the glove with 56 seconds left in the penalty to Mike Pleon for hooking Jonathan under the arm off the left side of the blue line. Rebound in front of the net. Caledonia winning the draw. Gorley a shot landing in the skates of the defender. Gorley still giving chase. trying to grab the puck by the end line. In there is Connor Murphy battling with Mitch Brooks. Henderson right side, his shot fluttering through traffic. Murphy and Ricci looking for rebounds. Ricci trying to grab the puck far side before it's backhanded away by Jake Ryan. Moving up through the neutral zone, Connor Murphy, Caledonia trying to go right back to the attack. Stratford breaking it up, going out on a line change, and Blunt back behind his own net to recover the puck for the Corvairs. Blunt skating over the center ice red line, losing possession of the puck out of the box as the Stratford forward. Pleon getting an excellent chance far side, going through Husak's pads, but Husak able to get enough of it for it to trickle out 1 or 2 inches out to the far side. Caledonia throwing the puck out of their own zone, far side, picked up by Murphy, trying to move around the defender. Puck now in behind the Stratford net. Ricci turning around, Miller with it now, intercepts for the Cullitons up the far sidewall, taken away by Christmas. Throwing cross ice down in the corner near side, picked up by Jordan Curry behind his own net. Skates out in front of his own net in the slot. The pass for Heyman, broken up by Abraham. Corvairs back the other way. Jonathan shot and they score! The Cullitons turn the puck over. Briar Jonathan with the shot to the far post, and the Corvairs cut the Culliton lead in half. Briar Jonathan getting the Corvair first goal. Jonathan had wingers down his left and right wing, elected to shoot. A good decision. Caldwell, no chance on the blocker side. Into the corner, Trevor Sauter, far side. Back to the right, the shot by McCardle, banking it off the end boards. Ryan falling into the end boards, and a whistle on the play. Tonight's Game 5 of the GOJHL semifinal. The Corvairs cutting the Culliton lead as these two teams are deadlocked at 2 games apiece. Briar Jonathan tying the game seconds ago on a power play goal assisted by Mark Silvestri as the Corvairs cut the Culliton lead in half as we approach the midway point of this game. Swift giving chase for the puck on the half wall far side. Montour taking the puck, dribbling it off into the corner near side. Centering pass for Norrie off the feed from Quilty. Norrie missing the pass. Blythe back in his own territory to pick up the puck for the Corvairs. Norrie flipping a pass down the sidewall far side. Picked off by the Cullitons, and a hard shot by Moskant ends up in the corner near wall. A whistle as the puck slides up by the Culliton bench, and a face-off in the neutral zone. Draw right beside the Corvair blue line. Brown winning the draw, can't draw it past McCardle. McCardle throwing it back in deep behind the Corvair net, picked up by Henderson. The long pass by Blunt up past the red line. Henderson losing possession and throwing back in by McCardle. Henderson back to recover the puck for the Corvairs. The long pass to the red line, picked off by Moskant and throwing into the Stratford bench for a whistle. 9:46 to go, second period of play. Game 5 brought to you by ARC Pro HD Video Productions. Visit us at arcprohd.com. Face off beside the Stratford blue line. Jared Culliton to take the draw against Semenko. Whistle blows. Ref doesn't like the drop of the puck, so we'll do it again. Brooks winning the draw, throwing a hard pass back behind his own net. Brooks the backhand at the near side. Semenko in there battling, trying to take it away from him. Ricci back to the blue line, taken away by Culliton through the neutral zone. The lead pass for Brooks, broken up by the Corvairs, kept on side at the left by McArdle. Ricci the backhand, and a quick shot by McArdle into the pads of Justice Husak at the near post. The Cullitons drawing first blood in this series with a 6-4 win here in Game 1, winning 6-2 in Game 2 at Allman Arena before the Corvairs recovered with a 4-3 win in double overtime off the hard slap shot by Brandon Montour with less than 3 to go in double OT. The Corvairs winning at Allman Arena, handing the Cullitons their first home loss of the playoffs. The Corvairs winning that one 7-4. The Cullitons up 2-1 here tonight. Stratford recovering the puck inside their own zone. The Corvairs doing a good job of forechecking. Blythe with a shot between the red line and the Stratford blue line. Picked up now by Pleon. He fires a hard pass down the far side boards. The play going for icing. The Cullitons going ahead tonight on goals by Jonathan Langford and Trevor Sauter before Briar Jonathan replied for the Corvairs, cutting the Stratford lead in half. Montour around the net, near side, Swift in the crease, side of the net, Quilty and Swift looking for rebounds. Norrie throwing it in deep. Down the end wall, Montour the hard shot over top the net left side. Ryan through the neutral zone, Montour backhanding it away, can't get it past Watson. Watson the slap shot into the pads of Justice Husak as Stratford moved in over the Caledonia line on a 2-on-2. The pass by Montour not hard enough. Watson able to grab it and fire it at Husak. Husak having to make a key pad save. Draw one by Caledonia up around the boards. Blunt all the way around the near boards to Silvestri. Blunt with it once again at the far side. Clears to the neutral zone. Shot right back in by Moskant. Blunt behind the end line. Pass to Silvestri. Silvestri off the skate of Jonathan. Comes back to Silvestri. Caledonia unable to keep it on side. Picked up now by Miller in behind the Stratford net. 7:28 to go, second period of play. Miller skating in on the backhand over the center ice red line all the way in behind the Caledonia goal now, excuse me, before Wetlauer takes a quick shot off the mask of Husak. Husak going down, but apparently not injured on the play. Jared Culliton to take the draw. He loses it to Norrie. Norrie drawing it back to the defender, Christmas, who rings it all the way around the wall out the far side. Abraham backhanding it up the boards to Jeff Swift. Culliton trying to keep it in. Christmas grabbing possession at the near board. Quilty and Norrie looking for possession at the half wall. Stratford keeping it in, a weak shot by Culliton, covered up by Huzak. Culliton and Zemenko face off from the left. Culliton winning the draw, drawing it back to the defender. Curry down into the far corner, shot right back in off the opposite side on the right side of the blue line. Blythe trying to clear it around Brooks, backhands it, still can't get it out, kept on side, the hard pass looking for Shane O'Brien in front of the net. Zemenko having a hard time, Caledonia having a hard time getting past their own blue line the last 30 seconds or so. Montour now behind the end line. Let's see if he can clear. Backhands a short one to Blythe. The pass up beside the Stratford bench. Turned over again. Shane O'Brien with the backhand. Blythe chasing up the near wall. And finally, Caledonia able to get it up past the red line, but shot right back in by the Cullitons. The Cullitons applying pressure up the far side. Dorian turning it over to McCardle. The flip pass. Dorian over the Stratford blue line. McCardle around his own net, throws it hard around the board's far side, backhanded by Blunt. Caledonia looking tired the last couple of minutes, unable to clear their own blue line, but seemingly doing a little bit better job in the last 30 seconds. Brady down the right, flipped out by the Cullitons. Jake Ryan skating through the neutral zone. The cross-ice feed for Gorley, chip back into the Culliton end. Brady, the centering pass to the left circle to Connor Murphy, taken away by Andrew Barton. Down the far wall, Ryan backhanding it in down the far side to Watson. Tries to backhand it off the back of Justice Huzak. The flip shot, Barton looking for a rebound. Henderson trying to deflect it off Barton. The puck still in deep for the Cullitons. From the left, Miller breaking a stick, deflecting the puck off of Connor Murphy. Caledonia finally able to clear on the attempt by Simon Blythe. Under 5 to go now, second period of play. Trevor Sauter picking it up in the neutral zone, throwing it deep for Riker Killens. Killens turning around, the shot, the rebound side of the net, and they score. Dylan Wetlauer off the assist by Trevor Sauter. And the Cullitons move back out in front by 2. The draw at center, under 4 to play. Corvairs win the draw and drop it back to Christmas. So the Corvairs, to be honest, brutal defensively these last couple of minutes. Can't clear their own blue line. O'Brien in behind. Killens and Sauter drawing assists on the Dylan Wetlauer goal. Puck now at the neutral zone, dumped in by Josh Miller. Abraham back behind his own net to pick it up for the Corvairs. Throws it far side to Jonathan. Brown beside his own bench tips it in for the Corvairs with exactly 3 minutes to go, second period of play. Turnover, Brown throws it back in behind the net looking for Jonathan. Silvestri down behind the end line far side, and the shot by Montour trickling out on the near side. Montour going down deep into the corner, now hit by Cullitons, gets a shot away anyway. The hard slap shot by Swift. The rebound moving in off the blue line is Blythe. The centering pass hit the skate of the Stratford forward. And icing on the play. So the Corvairs applying a little bit of pressure by Montour and Swift, trying to gain back the goal that they lost on the bad defensive play. Dylan Wetlauer, there's a quick shot, rebound to Norrie on the backhand in the slot, was Swift falling down, puck on the far side now. Chipping it back in is Langford before he heads for the bench. Here's another Caledonia turnover and a penalty coming up to the Corvairs. Curry from the right side, the shot trickling into the slot. Caledonia finally touching up. The Cullitons will go to the power play, looking for their fourth goal as we near the conclusion of the second period. The Corvairs cutting the Culliton lead to 1 on the Briar Jonathan power play goal. But Dylan Wetlauer getting it back with just under 5 to go. The shot on the far side, Husak no chance. So Norrie to the box for 2 minutes. Curry, the pass down the near side to Barton, crossing over the Caledonia blue line, turned over as Brown backhands it out of the zone and deep behind the Stratford net. Picked up by Cullitons, the pass to Barton, skating down through the neutral zone, the short pass off, and Langford offside at the left side of the blue line. Sauter and Brady to face off by the Caledonia blue line. Plea on through the neutral zone up to Sauter, banking it off the end boards on the far side. Going after his own pass, the pass in behind the net, left for Sauter. Ricci trying to force a turnover, going back the other way. Blythe, the hard pass to Brady. Brady missing it, the puck going in behind the Stratford net. 56 seconds to go on the penalty to Norrie. Just under 40 seconds to go in the period. Shot banked off the end boards, far side, coming out the near side, down the half wall now. Curry down deep on the far side, back in behind the net. Back to the left to Pleon down the side. The slap shot in behind the Caledonia defender. Husak having to be careful on that. Cutting the angle but not seeing it very well as there were 2 players standing directly at the top of his crease. Face off from the left circle. Ryan Watson against Brown. Watson winning the drop, placing it back to the blue line, over to the left to Pleon and back down into the corner. Ryan behind the net, centering pass, picked off by Jonathan as the buzzer goes. So in the second period, the Corvairs were able to cut the Stratford lead to 1, but Dylan Wetlauer got the Stratford Cullitons back to a 2-goal lead. The Cullitons in the last 5 minutes of the period poor defensively in their own zone, had a lot of trouble clearing the puck out past their own blue line. So at the end of 2 periods of play, at the second intermission of Game 5 of the GOJHL semifinal, with the Cullitons and Corvairs tied at 2 games apiece, it's the Stratford Cullitons 3, and the Caledonia Corvairs won. Defensively, they were terrible within their own blue line. The last 5 minutes of that second period, even a little bit before that, Dylan Wetlauer scoring just inside of the 5-minute mark, but Caledonia having trouble in their own zone even before that. The two teams face off to start the third. Stratford winning the opening draw of the third period before Blythe shoots in. The save off the padding of Caldwell, trickling off to the defender. Moscant, the pass down through the neutral zone, picked off by Brady, and here's a break as he moves over the left side. A quick wrister handled by Caldwell. Tonight's Game 5 of the GOJHL Midwestern Conference semifinal, brought to you by ARC Pro HD. These two teams tied at 2, but the Cullitons on top 3-1. Swift hitting his man at the far side. Quilty racing down the far side on the cross-ice pass. You could say all 3 Stratford goals coming as a result of poor Caledonia defensive play as the puck moves inside the Caledonia line. Play on halfway down the sidewall near side before it's picked off by Quilty in neutral ice and throwing 4 inches wide of the net on the far side. Henderson from the Stratford bench sends it right back in. Tonight's game brought to you by ARC Pro Video Productions. You can see either live streaming feed off of either team website or see us on YouTube or visit us at arcprohd.com. Ryan trying to move into the slot off the blue line, but Jake Ryan offside, off on the right wing. Face off by the Caledonia blue line. Watson winning the draw, swatting it down into the Caledonia end. Picked up by Henderson, goes around the net to Blunt, turns it over to Barton. His weak shot wide of the net on the far side. An interference call here. Looks like Ryan Watson heading to the box for the Cullitons. So the Corvairs to the power play with a face-off in the Stratford zone, looking to cut their deficit to 1. Connor Murphy to take the draw from the left circle. Stratford winning the draw, Brooks firing it down the ice, and Huzak leaving the puck for Montour. Montour leaves it for Murphy. Murphy racing up the near side all the way down in the Stratford end and out the other side on the far wall. Silvestri back to Swift. Swift backhanding it at the last second to keep it onside at the right side. Swift goes after the Stratford forward again. Went after the forward instead of the puck. And Jeff Swift will go to the box. And the two teams will play 4 aside for 1:23 before the Cullitons go on a short 36-second power play. Culliton to face off against Ricci to the right of Huzak. Ricci winning the draw, can't draw it past the left side of the blue line. Miller sends it right back in for the Cullitons. Curry flipping a pass back to Miller. recovering in his own zone. The pass over the red line to Cullitons, taken away by Blunt and back in behind the net to Montour. Blunt down the far side, hands off to Ricci. Ricci checked out the far side at his own blue line, gets the puck back, chips a backhand down the boards looking for Scott Dorian. He's cut off and Stratford able to clear the zone. Montour through the neutral zone. Dorian onside at the blue line, moving around to Stratford forward to Ricci over to Blunt. Montour from the left fires a wrister. Dorian looking for a deflection in front and the puck deflecting off into the corner. Montour out front, Blunt, the slap shot hit the end boards off the far side. Blunt back to take the puck by his own blue line, cross ice feed to Montour, moving into the Stratford zone, taken away by O'Brien, trying to move around Norrie defending. Norrie tries to get it back, ends up behind the net to Blunt. Blunt feeds it through the neutral zone, no one there to receive the pass for the Corvairs. Pass down the sidewall, far side. Barton, a weak pass down the far boards, cut off by Husak. Brady skating through the neutral zone. Skating hard, taken away by O'Brien through neutral ice. The back pass on a possible 3-on-2. Norrie leveling Barton. Pleon with a shot anyway, hitting the end glass up behind Husak. 15:43 to play, third period of play. The Corvairs will need to turn it on. Need 2 goals quickly to tie up game number 5. The shoot in by Norrie ends up deep in the end boards near side. He goes on a line change. Swift moving around Moskant, hits the end glass up behind the net with a backhand wrist shot. Ryan losing the puck, Blythe back to pick up the puck by the end line for the Corvairs in his own zone. 5 minutes gone, third period of play. The Cullitons on top 3-1 on the strength of their 2 lone first period goals, going up 2-0 at the intermission. And with the score 2-1, Dylan Wetlauer finally scored after Caledonia spent most of the back half of the second period having troubles clearing the puck from outside of their own blue line. Montour down the wall, far side, taken away by the Cullitons. Vandergunst with the puck at the neutral zone. Moving over the line now is Langford, who had tonight's opening goal. Zemenko far side, the short pass to Brown. Brown's pass hits the skate of a Stratford forward, number 18, Trevor Sauter, as the whistle goes. Vandergunst to the box, and the Corvairs to the power play. Once again, looking for that second goal, trying to get back within one. Face-off in the Stratford zone. Tyler Norrie to take the draw from the left face-off circle. Norrie drawing the puck to his left side, gives chase with Norrie, who ties it up on the half wall. Norrie turning around from out of the left side, throws it down the far boards to Gorley, taken away by the Cullitons. Another defensive miscue by Montour. The Cullitons to a 2-on-1. A big save by Husak. And now the Corvairs back the other way on a 4-on-2. The drop pass down the side, missed by Brady. So the Cullitons to a 2-on-1. The Corvairs right back with a 4-on-2. Gorley throwing it to the corner far side. Stratford clearing the puck through the neutral zone, and Montour back to pick up the puck for the Corvairs. Out the far side, the back pass to Blunt. taken away by Brooks. Here's another 2-on-1. Stratford right back to the attack, shorthanded. Sauter in behind the net now as Henderson and Ricci able to get back for the Corvairs. The shot by Brooks handled in the glove by Blunt as he turns around. Leaving it for Murphy through the slot, skating the pass to Quilty far side over the Stratford blue line, losing possession. And Barton throwing it right back in for the Cullitons. 18 seconds to go on the penalty to Vandergunst, so the Corvairs perhaps with one last chance at the right side of the blue line. The puck tied up inside the Stratford line on the far board for a whistle. 12-12 to go, third period of play. The Corvairs will have to catch up in a hurry. They've got time, but time's starting to wind down as Brown takes the draw beside the Stratford blue line. Stratford winning the draw. Henderson back behind his own net. The backhand to Blunt, looking for an interception, is the fallen Stratford forward, Brett Heyman. Zemenko down the far side, taken away by Miller. Puck in the neutral zone now. Heyman shoots the puck and it ends up in the Caledonia bench. Face off beside the Stratford blue line. Brady to take the draw, wins the draw off to the left side. Stratford clearing the puck back to the neutral zone. The shot by Abraham off the right pad of Caldwell. Shot right back in by Christmas. The long shot, nobody in front. Christmas, the deflection. Gorley in front looking for it. Caledonia trying to pour it on now, just shooting from anywhere and everywhere. Abraham right side, turning it over. Shane O'Brien back the other way. The shot catching a piece of the glove of Justice Husak. Abraham on the sidewall, far side, losing the puck deep in the corner now. Two players aside trying to grab possession. Culliton going back down deep for Brooks. Taken away by Christmas, throwing it down the glass, down the near side. Stratford throwing it right back in and going off on a line change. 40 seconds to the midway point of the third period. Norrie skating hard down the far wall, taken away by the Cullitons. Wetlauer on a 2-on-2 coming up the right side, and the shot off the midsection of the right side of Husak. Caledonia right back the other way, 3-on-3. Silvestri rebound in front, nobody there. Swift keeps it on at the point. Norrie behind the end line now. Montour back to Norrie, far side beyond the end line, turns around in front looking for Silvestri and poked away by Riker Killens. Flipped off the glass by Blythe back to the neutral zone. A long pass right back in by Jake Ryan, chases after his own pass. Caledonia's Murphy going 1-on-2 through the neutral zone, right back into the Stratford zone. The shot by Blythe, Blythe fanning on the shot. Jake Ryan moving around, Montour the defender, and Husak sticking out the left pad to throw the puck back into the corner near side. Watson digging with Connor Murphy, skates out the far side, turns around. Blythe behind his own net, a no-look pass, turns it over to Andrew Barton. Blythe behind his own net, another no-look pass. Two bad passes by Blythe and a third. Langford the wraparound, taken away by Ricci. Ricci at the blue line, far side. Stratford still keeping it in. Cullitons going down on the play as it looks like a penalty coming up. A penalty coming up to the Corvairs. So Blythe, after 3 bad passes off to the penalty box to sit and think about it for 2 minutes. And if the Cullitons can score here, this could be the Cullitons' last game of the year, or the Corvairs' last game of the year, excuse me, in Caledonia if Stratford were to wrap it up at Allman Arena on Friday night. Brown breaking out through the neutral zone, short-handed down the left wing to Jonathan. A glove save by Caldwell. Brown trying to go around the net on the other side. Blunt shoots a wrister down the near boards. Brown giving chase on the far corner, picked up by Shane O'Brien. Back behind his own net is Pleon. Mike Pleon goes out the right wing. Killens picking it up now, trying to move around Caledonia defenders and pinned up against the end boards by Justin Abraham. Moss can't, his shot is blocked as Jonathan goes on a line change. Jeff Swift giving chase as well. Moss can't inside his own blue line. Forecheck by Norrie, turned over. Montour passes off to Norrie by the right circle, and the shot deflecting out of play on the near side. 58 seconds to go in the penalty to Simon Blythe. Face-off at the right circle. Tonight's presentation of Game 5 of the GOJHL Midwestern Conference semi-final, game number 5, brought to you by Arc Pro HD Video Productions as Liam Muscant passes down the side boards. Killens far side, moving around the defender. Down the pass to the end line to Ryan. Ryan turning around at the end line. Back to Barton. Barton back to the right side of the blue line to Miller to Barton. Dropping it behind the end line in front of the net is Watson. Watson around the boards. Barton with it once again. Back to Miller. The shot off the glove of Husak. A rebound comes out in front, but it's taken away by Norrie as a shot fired high into the Cullitons zone. Greg Christmas going off on a line change. 6:37 to go, third period of play. The Corvairs back to full strength. Miller from the neutral zone, dumped in behind the net, giving chase far side is Dylan Wetlauer. Gorley over the Stratford blue line. Shoots it into the corner. Blunt giving chase far side. Drops it in behind the net for Brady. Taken away by Trevor Sauter. Gets as far as the neutral zone. Drops it back to a defender. And McCardle throws it into the Caledonia end. A whistle on the play. And a face-off in the Stratford zone. Brown to take the draw from the left, wins the draw against Sauter. Off to Jonathan. Montour tries a backhand, loses possession of the puck. Down through the neutral zone is Killens. Christmas cuts him off, goes around the boards far side to Montour. Montour dropping to Christmas behind the net, back to Montour. Montour sits and waits at the left circle and back to Christmas. Flip back in by Shane O'Brien. The Corvairs once again having trouble getting out of their own end. The slap shot by Dorian hits a forward, ends up back on the stick of Mitch Brown. Play through the neutral zone, the shoot in by Jake Pleon into the glove of Justice Husak. He'll cover up for a face-off in the Caledonia zone. 5:02 to go, third period of play. The Cullitons looking to get back their lead in the series, leading the series 2-0. Caledonia won the next one, a face-off, or the next two rather. Stratford on top here tonight on the 2 first period goals, and the second period goal by Wetlauer after Briar Jonathan replied for the Corvairs with the power play goal. No scoring in the third, but the Cullitons clinging to a 2-goal lead. Quilty back the other way inside the Stratford blue line. Henderson onside, Blunt can't glove it down, and it's taken away by Andrew Barton, who flings it down the far side, picked up by Henderson, crossing the blue line, skating it in all by himself, tries to move around the defender, the centering pass, and they score! Tyler Norrie below the right face-off circle. Matthew Henderson moving everywhere on the beautiful pass. And Tyler Norrie cutting the deficit to 1. So with 4:15 to go, the Corvairs have life. Swift in the neutral zone. Hit near the bench. Moskamp behind his own bench. Or behind his own net, excuse me. Heyman flips it off the far side, looking for Mitch Brooks. Abraham back to try and recover the puck for the Corvairs. Under 4 to go now. Swift trying to pick it up. Norrie inside his own line. The pass up to Swift down the left wing. Swift moving inside the blue line, turning McCardle inside out. Gives it to Quilty, back to Swift. Quilty digs it out. The pass to Montour. Montour tried to get down low to keep it onside. The back pass intercepted by Trevor Sauter, moving inside the Caledonia line. Wetlauer at the end line, the centering pass, nobody there. Quilty picks up the puck far side. Brady moving over the blue line, trying to move around the defender. Down into the corner now. Gorley giving chase. Flipped off the boards far side, out past the right side of the blue line. Blunt losing possession to Wetlauer. Husak leaving it for Gorley around the far side. Up past his own blue line is Ricci, backhanding it down into the far corner. Ricci in behind the net, ties up with Culliton and Brady digging for the puck. Ricci still in there looking for the puck. Ricci kicks it back. Blunt down the right side. The shot by Blunt. 2 strides off the right side of the blue line, and Nick Caldwell covering up with the glove. 2:20 to go. The Corvairs trying to apply pressure. Tyler Norrie with the only third period goal with 4:20 to go. Caledonia tying up the draw on the skates, ending back on the left side. The shot by Christmas. Brown on the far side now, down past the end line. Brown digging it out. Montour keeping it onside. Down in the corner far side. Silvestri turning around, hitting the side of the net with the puck. And Stratford clearing. Going off on a line change is Barton. The pass by Christmas. Christmas frustrated with himself. The puck rolling all the way down the ice. In behind the Stratford net off the near side for an icing face-off in the Caledonia end. Brown winning the draw, dropping it for Christmas, now behind his own net. Up the far side, missing the pass is Silvestri. Christmas gathering it in by his own blue line. Through the neutral zone, Jonathan at the left side flips it in beyond the net is Brown. Trying to swat at it, the deflection. Brown and Jonathan looking for deflections on the shot by Swift. Both players at different spots off to the left side of the net. Brown and Swift both nearly deflecting the puck. The puck ending up out of play, and the Corvairs taking a 30-second timeout with 1:24 to go, down 1, Game 5. Cullitons and Corvairs tied at 2 games apiece. This game brought to you by Arc Pro HD Video Productions. The Cullitons got the first 2 goals of this game on goals by Jonathan Langford at 11:10 and by Trevor Souter with 4:23 left in the first. The Cullitons went to the intermission with a 2-0 lead. Briar Jonathan cut the deficit on a power play goal. Wetlauer extending to a 3-1 lead before Norrie replied for the Corvairs. The Corvairs now trying to tie it up. The hard shot in front of Silvestri. Gorley's side of the net. Here's a shot by Montour. Down is Caldwell, and somehow Caldwell kept that out of the net. Caldwell laying down on the ice. The puck in his pads at the top of the crease. Cusack now out of the net for the Corvairs. Norrie with the draw to the left side. Norrie losing the draw, but Quilty there. Stratford clearing the zone. A race for the puck. Montour and Ryan chasing after the puck down the near boards. The play going for icing, and another face-off at the left face-off circle. Brady to take the draw. Left circle to the right of Caldwell. Brady winning the draw, drawing it through his skate. Ricci there at the blue line, the puck going back to the neutral zone. Montour's no-look pass goes off the side of the stick of the Stratford forward. Norrie through the neutral zone. Brady on a 3-on-2, drops to Ricci. The shot, cutting the angle as Caldwell at the near post on the shot by Ricci. 40 seconds to go. A face-off in the Stratford zone. One last fierce attempt by the Corvairs. Norrie winning the draw, drawing it deep to the corner. Stratford trying to clear around the far side. Gorley behind the net, picked up by Killens. Puck at the far side, kept in by Swift. Swift leaves it on with the skate. Norrie calls for the puck, and the shot deflecting off Brooks up and out of play. Norrie with an open shot, 20 seconds to go now. The referees discussing something. Gorley throwing his arms up in the air. Gorley apparently wanting some kind of a penalty. Some confusion on some players going off for the Cullitons. Norrie taking the draw at the right circle. And a timeout called, apparently by the Cullitons. The Cullitons taking a timeout here, trying to discuss this one last Caledonia rush, how to clear the puck from within inside their own zone. So Tyler Norrie getting the only third period goal off that nifty pass by Matt Henderson. Matt Henderson skating all the way through the neutral zone, putting moves on forwards, a defender, before his pass from the near corner right in front to Norrie. Norrie wide open for the second Caledonia goal, and one last chance for the Corvairs here to tie game 5 as Norrie takes the draw, draws the puck to the front of the net. A slashing call here, and Ryan Watson to the box with 17.9 left. Norrie from the right side wins the draw, draws it off the linesman, back to the point. Swift, his shot deflecting in front. The turnaround by Brady. No one at the left side of the blue line. Streaking through the neutral zone is the Stratford forward, and the Cullitons are going to win this game. It goes through the padding of Caldwell, but it was past the buzzer on the shot by Montour. The buzzer went. The Cullitons celebrate and go back to Almond Arena on Friday night with a 3-2 series lead. So this is perhaps our last home telecast for the Caledonia Corvairs. I'm John Molson. The Corvairs tried one fierce last rally, Norrie getting the only third period goal. The Corvairs unfortunately falling behind as a result of poor defensive play within their own blue line. So tonight's final score, with game 6 slated for Almond Arena in Stratford on Friday night, it was the Stratford Cullitons 3 and the Caledonia Corvairs 2. For Arc Pro HD Video Productions, thanks for joining us. Good night.